Welcome to the Key Exchange by Catch the Key Inc., powered by Remax West Realty Inc.
In this deep dive, we're featuring a really beautiful home listed by Catch the Key Inc. And we'll walk through what makes this property special, the lifestyle it offers, and why it might just be the right fit for you.
Yeah, exactly. Our focus today is 301 Freure Drive, that's Freure Drive in Cambridge, Ontario. The postal code is N1S0B5. Now, for those of you who might know the area, this is a detached two-story place. It's in one of Cambridge's, well, really sought-after communities.
Yeah.
Very established.
Okay. And it's clearly built with family life in mind. We're talking 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, good size.
Right. And our mission here isn't just to, look at pictures. We want to really dig into what this property offers. Analyzing its features, sure, but also the location data, the financial side of things, get the full picture.
Definitely. And just before we jump in, a quick reminder for everyone listening. If this home catches your interest, you'll want to contact the trusted realtors, Sushil, Mishra, and Himani Sood from Catch the Key Inc. for the price and, of course, showing details.
Good point. Okay, so let's start with the house itself, the structure, because, when you talk about a growing family, size matters, obviously, but it's also about smart design, isn't it?
Totally. And this place delivers on space. It's estimated somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet. That's above grade.
That's a good amount of room.
It is. But what's really key, I think, when you're analyzing that space is looking for those hidden value adds, things you might not notice right away.
Like what, for instance?
Well, like the 9-foot ceilings on the main floor.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not just a cosmetic thing, It's not just trendy. It's a real tangible upgrade. It affects the whole volume, the whole feel of the home.
So you're saying the high ceilings are more structural value than just looks. How does that, impact the feeling day to day?
Exactly. When you're looking at value 9-foot ceilings, they just change how light moves through the space. It makes even a big home feel lighter, airier, less cluttered. And, thinking long-term value, homes with higher ceilings, they often hold a premium.
Right.
Because they allow for more flexible design choices down the road, maybe bigger light fixtures, that kind of thing. And they're expensive to add later, so it signals quality right from the start.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's pivot a bit. The kitchen, often called the heart of the home, especially for families, right?
The operational center, for sure.
Yeah. The sources mention refined finishes here, specifically granite or quartz countertops.
Right. And that detail, it speaks to that blend of what people expect now, modern style, but also durability. Granite quartz are pretty much the benchmark for quality in this kind of home, this community profile. They look great, but they also wear really well.
Less worry about maintenance.
Exactly. They can handle the traffic of a busy family kitchen. Less hassle right after you move in.
Okay, so beyond the look and the space, what about the practical stuff? The utilities support that family function. We've got central air conditioning, forced air gas heating.
Standard stuff, yeah. Reliable municipal water and sewers, too. It's all the foundational things you don't want to have to think about.
And there's also that electric fireplace in the living room for, a bit of extra coziness.
Nice touch.
Ah.
But those utilities, they confirm modern standards, efficiency, good baseline. But I think the real knowledge nugget, if you like, regarding utility and flexibility in this particular home, it's the separate entrance to the basement.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. That's huge.
It really is. That separate entrance, plus the fact the basement is partially finished already, it just fundamentally changes the potential.
How so? What options does that open up?
Well, it creates instant optionality. For anyone listening, this is crucial. That entrance could be a pathway to generating income, or maybe multi-generational living, right?
Yeah.
Without messing up the main house flow.
Right, like an in-law suite or maybe renting it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In the Waterloo region, where housing flexibility is super valued right now, this separate access could support creating a legal secondary dwelling unit, SDU.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need to check local zoning rules, but the potential is built right in.
Wow. That potential for future income or just having space for extended family, that's serious financial leverage for a buyer.
Definitely.
And the realtors for this listing, Sushil and Himani from Catch the Key Inc., they often highlight how this home blends those kinds of modern upgrades with just, essential everyday comfort.
And Sushil, he points out a detail that's easy to miss when you're focused just on the inside. It's the logistics. The logistics of a busy family.
Like parking.
Exactly. The functional layout helps, but combine that with the double-attached garage plus the driveway space. It fits up to 4 vehicles total.
4 vehicles, okay.
Yeah. Think about it. If you have older kids with cars or 2 working adults, maybe frequent visitors, managing parking for 4 cars. That is a massive quality of life improvement. It just removes that daily friction, you know?
That's a really practical point. So the inside features are tailored for comfort, but the outside logistics, tailored for efficiency.
Well put.
Okay, let's shift focus now. Let's look outside the four walls. What does the location add to the daily rhythm? We've got some data on accessibility and the community connection here.
Right. And the first thing that really jumps out is how close it is to nature. Literally steps away from trails, green space. There's even a pond nearby.
So it's not just like, oh, there's a park down the street. It's more integrated.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It feels like a buffer of nature woven right into the neighborhood fabric.
And that integration is key, I guess, for keeping that residential feel. The location seems to balance that charm with convenience. You're still close to good schools, shopping centers, and really importantly, highway access for commuters.
That balance is crucial for many families. And Himani, she often mentions that this neighborhood has a real sense of community.
And you think that's linked to the green space?
I do. That feeling is often directly correlated with access to shared green resources. When you look at the parks nearby mentioned as the source material, Victoria Park, St. Andrews Park, Queen Square, and a local one, Freure Park, which is super close.
Right.
They act like hubs, they build neighborhood connection, they give safe spaces for kids, for pets.
Speaking of pets, we should probably mention Max.
Yes.
We know this location is definitely approved for outdoor exploring. I bet even Max, their golden retriever and chief entertainment officer, would give his paw of approval for that immediate access to trails and green space.
No doubt about it. Perfect setup for an active dog, or just, getting outside easily. However,
Yeah.
for a critical look, we have to talk about the walk score data, just to give the full context for the listener.
Okay, right. The data.
When we pull the accessibility metrics, Freure Drive has a walk score of 16.
16. Okay, that sounds pretty low, doesn't it? What does the data really tell us about that? What are the trade-offs of being car dependent in, say, suburban Cambridge?
Yeah, 16 is low. It firmly classifies it as a car-dependent neighborhood. Basically, almost all your daily errands, you're going to need a vehicle.
So what's the upside then? Why choose that?
The trade-off is often price, space, and tranquility. You're essentially trading that immediate walkability popping out for a coffee on foot for a quieter, more spacious environment, often larger lots, lower density living.
So the buyer for this kind of place is likely prioritizing the green space, maybe the bigger house, the easy car access to highways, over being able to walk everywhere.
Precisely. It's usually an intentional lifestyle choice. People know what they're getting. And just to provide the full context on transport, while you do rely heavily on a car, there is some transit nearby. Specifically, bus lines 55 Grand Ridge and the 206 I Express Coronation aren't far.
Okay, so there are options.
There are options. It ensures some future flexibility, connects you to the wider regional transit if needed. You're not solely reliant on the car for absolutely every single trip, even if it's the main mode.
That's an important distinction. Good for due diligence. All right, let's switch gears again. The financial reality. Property taxes. This is often where people get a bit of sticker shock.
Understandably.
The 2024 tax amount cited for this property is $6,590.
Okay, so instead of just seeing that number and thinking, ouch, let's use the data we have to actually understand what that commitment funds. We can do a little micro deep dive, if you will, into Cambridge's 2024 tax structure. Specifically, the rate for residential and farm properties taxed at the full rate. It's known as the RT code.
This analysis feels really important. It gives context, shows where the investment is actually going, because I think most people assume, 100% of property tax goes to the local city for fixing potholes and garbage collection.
It's a common assumption, but it's not quite right.
So that total residential tax rate, 0.0138734, what does it actually mean in terms of where the money gets split?
Okay, this is where it gets interesting and where you see where the sort of power lies regionally. If you break down the percentage share of that tax bill, the biggest slice, a really dominant 52.80%, goes straight to the region of Waterloo.
Wow, 52. Over half. Over half the taxes paid on a home in Cambridge go to the region, not just the city.
That's right.
What kind of services does the region handle?
Think big picture, high-cost stuff. Major infrastructure like regional roads, water purification plants, the big wastewater systems, also public health services for the whole region, regional police services, paramedic services. It's the core infrastructure that lets the cities within the region function at scale.
Okay, that really reframes the tax bill, doesn't it? So the next biggest chunk must be the city's local services then.
Correct. City infrastructure and local services get the next significant share. That's 36.17%.
And that's the money for the stuff you see day to day.
Pretty much. Local roads within Cambridge, snow removal on those roads, city fire services, maintaining local parks, libraries, community centers, garbage collection, all that hyper-local stuff.
Got it. And the last piece, the smallest.
That's right. The final portion, 11.03%, is dedicated to the school boards, public and separate school systems in the region.
So just over 11% for education. What does a homeowner need to understand about that allocation?
Well, while it's the smallest segment, it ensures stable, dedicated funding specifically for the schools. Understanding this whole breakdown region, cities, schools, is vital. It makes the total financial commitment transparent. You see, you're not just paying for local sidewalks, you're investing in the regional government, the big infrastructure projects, and the educational future of the community. It's a broader investment.
That breakdown is so helpful. It really helps a potential buyer understand the full scope of services their money supports. It moves the conversation beyond just the house price into the overall cost of living and being part of that community.
Absolutely. Understanding where the tax dollars go gives you context on civic finance.
Yeah.
And it helps you appreciate the infrastructure investment that's being made, especially in a fundamentally car-dependent suburban community like this one in Cambridge.
That's a really powerful point to wrap up on. So recapping, this is a detached 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home at 301 Freure Drive in Cambridge. It seems really designed for modern family life. It blends those sought-after features we talked about, the 9-foot ceilings, the granite or quartz, that really valuable separate basement entrance with an exceptional location. Close to green space, trails, but also key highways.
Yeah, it feels built for comfort now, but also with an eye on future flexibility. It's a functional, well-designed property in a key growth area. Seems ideal for a family looking for that suburban calm, but still backed by solid infrastructure and connections.
Agreed. So if you're listening and you have any real estate questions, maybe you want to book a showing for this specific property, or you just need some trusted advice, you should call Sushil at 647-300-6712 or Himani at 647-821-6712.
That's Sushil at 647-300-6712 and Himani at 647-821-6712. You can also email them at admin@catchthekey.ca or check out their website, www.catchthekey.ca.
And hey, if you'd like to be part of the Key Exchange yourself, maybe you're a client with a story to tell or a local business owner, or maybe you just have questions about real estate you want answered.
Yeah, reach out. We'd love to talk to you, or maybe even just catch up for a coffee. Get in touch to the website or the email address.